And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and today I'm reviewing Assassin's Creed Unity. Another Assassin's Creed review. It's only the second Assassin's Creed game that I've played since, other than Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I got this on PS4. Funny story of how I got this. I was just sitting around one day, and my dad's like, "Hey, my coworker's selling a bunch of games and systems. Do you want to buy them from him?" And this was one of them. That I decided, and I played it on stream a little bit. If you want to check it out, because I had it on PS4. So, if you want to go check out I did a couple streams on it. I didn't get to play as much of this game as on stream as I had hoped, due to schedule constraints and everything. So just only a couple of streams, and they're not super long either, but I do have some thoughts still on this game now, so I got a lot of thoughts. Let's just jump right into it. I will say, the story is pretty wild, in my opinion. There's a lot of cool plot twists and jumping points throughout the story, and it's a lot of fun. It is predictable in some areas, especially with the character setup. However, I think it works really, really well. And I think they do a good job at tying some pretty important events that took place in some of these areas and tying that into the game. Which biggest one I believe is the French Revolution. Could be wrong. I don't remember exactly when the French Revolution happened, but they tie a few other ones in there too that are cool, and I really, really like that. And apparently this, the whole thing of it being a simulation, is that a thing for all Assassin's Creed games? It happened in Black Flag and it happened here. But there's only the two that I played. I have three more Assassin's Creed games that I got from this big bundle that I bought. I think it's Revolutions, Assassin's Creed 2, and Brotherhood. So I'm going to play those next, or soon. Not next, but soon. I'll see if those are the thing. But let me know if that's how it is in all Assassin's Creed games. Now, one of the big things about this game that I think a lot of people raved about was kind of the way to traverse the world, the parkour stuff, and the climbing. The climbing honestly felt like Spider-Man. He was just climbing up walls like it was a fucking Spider-Man. Some of it made sense with jump from ledge to ledge and do all this sort of stuff. Or when he's jumping super high in the air and doing these cool jumps and shit and tumbles and leaps and all this is kind of sweet. It is a little challenging to get used to the parkour at first, but once you do, it is pretty fun. It's a little annoying because the character it's a little hard to get the character to do what you want. They made it a little too technical in my opinion. So there's kind of, especially with when you're trying to avoid characters in stealth mode and whatnot, which I'll get to more about the stealth in a little bit. That can be very frustrating, but once you figure it out, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, especially when you're not in missions and you're just kind of re-roaming the world. It's kind of fun to just play around with it. I'll also give some credit to the combat. I thought the combat was really fun. It reminded me a lot of Batman Arkham combat style, just with swords now and everything. So that was fun. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the combat isn't as well thought out as I would have liked. A lot of times the scenes are a lot shorter than I thought they would be, or the enemies are a little too predictable because they weren't as weren't as thought out as they could have been. And also, I think there's just some points that don't feel quite right. Obviously, I'm comparing two completely different game franchises, Batman Arkham series and Assassin's Creed, but still, this is a little different. And now, let me talk about my biggest gripe with this game. And that is the stealth missions. Obviously, you're supposed to be an assassin, you're supposed to be quiet, and you're supposed to be stealthy, especially as a very well-known criminal. The stealth missions are awful. Some of the most awful stealth missions I've ever seen in a video game. The only ones that I can think of that are worse are the Brian Griffin stealth levels in Family Guy, the video game. And it's terrible that we're even bringing that up again. They're very stupid as well. You're running around the same places, and and the range that these guys have, these enemies have, to find you or to keep you on their focus or just track it down or even shoot you. It's so stupid that they get these guns and they just can hit one shot you from all the way across the town. They can weave the bullet just through all these crowds of people, these objects and animals and all stuff, just bam, take you out. That was really annoying. Because all you can do is run, and trying to avoid crowds and whatnot. And yeah. So their range is really, really high, and they have that stupid thing where they can see your silhouette, and holographic silhouette just appears, and they can track that, and that's a little annoying. But I think the stealth missions are even stupider because they can see you through pretty much anything except for a crowd of people when we're at least 3 inches taller than any other person in this game. It doesn't make any sense. They can somehow shoot me from all the way across town in the 1700s, by the way, but they can't see my head poking out through a crowd of people? What sense does that make, game? And they love to stay hooked on you too, which is obviously, I guess, the point, but still. It was very frustrating. I got stuck on a lot of them. And yeah. Didn't like it. I didn't like them. I think they're bad. Obviously, I'm more of a person that just loves to go guns a-blazing, right in, beating the shit out of people, and that's not necessarily what this game, or maybe any of the Assassin's Creed games, again, I'm not super familiar with the franchise, but from what I can tell, they're not necessarily the greatest. When it comes to that, they're more about stealth, and that's just not my cup of tea. So, sorry. It's going to do it, though, for this review. My final score for Assassin's Creed Unity, I just did a bunch of shitting on it. But honestly, it's a pretty fun game. Black Flag, I had some mixed opinions about. I thought it looked really good. Didn't necessarily play the best. But I think this one's my more favorite game out of the two. I really liked it. The story was intriguing, even if predictable. The combat was fun, and the parkour made me think I was playing Spider-Man on PS4 again, and I love playing Spider-Man on PS4. So, anyways, though, it's going to do it for this review. My final score for Assassin's Creed Unity, going to have to give it a good 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I think that's a good ranking to put it. But that's going to do it, though, for this review. If you've ever played Assassin's Creed Unity, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. Stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more video game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.